Hey guys, it's Ryan from How to Rip. In today's lesson of the week, we're going to teach you how to master your turns. We're going to break them down step by step. I've got my laptop and I'm ready to go. So, let's break it down. Once you've mastered the takeoff in surfing, the next step is to start turning your surfboard. Now there are a variety of turns that you can actually perform on a board, but today we're going to start with the basics: carves, snaps and bottom turns. Master these and the world is your oyster. So let's break it down, starting with the bottom turn. Bottom turns will set us up for our top turns, our carves and our snaps. They put us in the right position. So, let's start there. So in this example, notice how the surfer drops down to the bottom of the wave. Now this depends on the section that you're actually presented with. In this situation, the wave is quite bowly, so it allows the surfer to go down to the bottom of the wave all the way. Now, if the section wasn't like that and it was fatter, then you wouldn't go all the way down because you'd lose all your speed once you actually got to the top of the wave. So you need to learn how to read the sections and know what sort of bottom turn to actually perform. The surfer looks where he wants to go. Staying low, looking, and now pointing with that front arm. Notice how as he comes out of the turn, it starts to extend. See how his legs aren't as compressed now. Still looking, still pointing. Notice how that back arm comes from behind. This creates torque. All the weight now is on the toes of the surfer. You can see that from the board position. You can see now as he starts to come out of that bottom turn, the board's now flattening out, but he's still looking and turning. And then from here, it performs turn. Now in this example, you'll notice that, as I mentioned, the wave isn't as bowly, so there's no need to go all the way down to the bottom of the wave to actually perform that bottom turn. So you'll see here, it's only a slight turn just to get over that section. And then from here, we see a bottom turn on the section which is a little bit fatter again, using the same technique. So if we break that down, once again, the weight, because I'm on my backhand now, it's now transitioning, so the weight's on the heels, but still looking, still pointing with that leading arm. Holding that until the surfboard is high on the wave. So we need to perform our turns high on the wave. And so you'll notice here that the bottom turns, they don't go all the way down because these waves don't allow for it. So they're more of like a mid-face bottom turn. So now that we know how to bottom turn, we need to know what to actually do when we get to the top of the wave. Carves and snaps is where we're going to start. They're the two easiest maneuvers and they blend really well together. It's a good stepping stone to take your surfing to the next level, so let's break them down. The surfer comes out of that bottom turn and I won't actually perform the turn until I'm high on the wave. So a good place to start is performing your turns high on the wave. Now the reason for this is that the higher you are in a wave, the more power there is. So you'll be able to carry speed throughout that maneuver. It also means that I'll throw more spray, so it looks better. Once I'm high on the wave, I will transition the weight onto my heels. Now I initiate that by looking and also using that front arm to point where I want to go. You can see here the weight starting to transition and I'm looking and pointing. Staying compressed through that turn. Here, still looking, still pointing. You can see the weight is on my heels and I'll hold that for as long as is desired. Now as I'm coming towards the end of this maneuver, I need to compress. Okay, so I'm now in a low position. The weight has gone neutral now, so it's not on my heels anymore. But I'm trying to put the weight onto my front leg to stay as low as possible. So compress, The other lesson that we can learn from this is that your turns finish close to the power source of the wave, so that white water there. So if you're doing a carve, you want to bring it back around into the power source. This will allow you to then come out of that turn with speed, ready for the next one. Now the difference between these two maneuvers is that this turn here is slightly more aggressive. So in the previous turn, it was more drawn out. Okay, so that's more of a carve. Once again, looking, pointing, high on the wave, all those key points that we're talking about. But because this section is slightly steeper and slightly more powerful, I don't want to draw out that turn for as long. I want to be a little bit more aggressive. So what I'll do is initiate the carve, looking, pointing. You'll see the weight's now coming onto my toes. Notice how I'm high on the wave again. I'll extend, driving through my toes, but then I'm going to push out my back leg. You can see that there, so I'm driving, pushing really hard. This creates a more aggressive looking turn. On a steeper section of a wave, this is better, slightly more advanced. So once you start to perform your carves and you feel like you want to take it to the next level, you can add a little bit of spice in by pushing your back leg out to create that snappy looking turn. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. Stay tuned for more and subscribe, like and share. See you soon.